ProGnost 2021, I'm going to be talking about the main factors driving change on the planet and where the planet is going and your role in that. It's all about energy and communications. Energy and communications. Everything that the planet is doing right now is oriented towards those two things, energy and communications. What we're in right now is this long-awaited Christos era, also called the Crystal Age, the Age of Aquarius. I call it the time of the machines. It's also the end times. It's the end of a very long, old era. It's the end of the biology as you've known it in the past for hundreds of thousands of years. It's the end of the way the planetary financial system has been working. It's the end of so many things that are from the past. This is also, as I said, the and times. If you want to really summarize the and times, it really means it's the human and spirit incarnate together on this planet. No matter what you think about technology, what you should understand, it is the tool for change on the planet. Let's talk first about bioengineering. It's a huge topic on the planet right now. So the principles of biology and the tools of engineering assisted by computer technology are making this a huge field, bioengineering. Next major trend to really keep an eye on here is what I call decentralized manufacturing. Pretty soon, everything will be manufactured most everything manufactured on demand with a 3D printer. Next, and a very important one, it's technology called CRISPR. CRISPR is basically DNA editing. In the body, there's DNA that is out of tune with the rest of your body. But until recently, you didn't know how to fix it. Well, CRISPR does that. Next is what I call super teams. Super team is when humans and robots are working together side by side. Next on the list, very important, quantum computing. This is amazing because quantum computing is thousands of times faster than conventional computers. Neuromorphic computing, where it basically uses a whole different type of software basis that's emulating the neurons of the mind. One of the other big areas is language processing. In order for the planet to really get into the end times, into this Christos era, the communications, which is what energy is, has to improve. So language processing breaks down the old barriers. Right now, there's about 35 billion, with a B, connected devices. In about 4 years from now, there'll be about double that number. First time in history of this planet where things were so connected together. The other trend that came about as a result of, largely as a result of coronavirus, was what I call off-homing. Just imagine for a moment the impact this is going to have. When up to half of the workforce is working from home. Next major social trend I want to talk about is augmentation. It can be done through bioengineering. It can be done through a variety of different things, but augmenting your biology. On to the next subject. This is a very big one. I call it the tears of humanity. The tears of humanity. This sadness that's sweeping over the planet, it was really brought up by the dragon that came in 2019, the global dragon. Next main topic, big one. I call it super mass consciousness. Mass consciousness is the collective thoughts, emotions, and experiences of the entire history of the planet, of the global community. It's growing even more now with digital connectivity on the planet. Right now, let's talk about something equally exciting. BrainNet. The human brains are interlinked together like a group. You can choose to be in specific groups with specific other humans. You can choose to be in just the whole group together, or both. Let's talk about coronavirus. Now, the DNA is getting changed, particularly in those who've gotten the vaccines. This is changing mass consciousness then. Because what happens here, mass consciousness is changed one DNA at a time. What's happening here with the DNA is affecting mass consciousness, and at a certain level, when approximately, arguably 3 to 4% of the population has been vaccinated, there's enough momentum there to go change mass consciousness, and then mass consciousness sends a huge signal, message, communication down to everyone, and says, okay, DNA change in everyone, virus goes away. Another important point is, coming to the time on this planet of a new economy, there'll be a decentralization of money exchange. The next big trend is global stupidity. This is where humans become more stupid as they let technology do the work and think for them. I'd like to talk about time. Time is one of the biggest factors that manages and controls mass consciousness. It's the glue that holds that whole huge cloud of mass consciousness together. In Æternę, there is no history to speak, so to speak. There's no baggage. There's no karma. There's no hauling around old stories. It's all right now. You don't have to travel now into the past to change the past. It can change right now. By what you are choosing, it profoundly changes what you would call your past. Therefore, it opens up new potentials for what you would call the future. And it's all happening in the moment. All of this is about taking the planet to the next level, to the Ænd Times, or to the Christos era.